Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Gordon Frayne. We are back with another video. Today we're talking about Sonic and the Fantom upgrade. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below, hit that subscribe button as well, and if you want to get notified, smash that bell notification icon, and don't forget to grab your completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked below this video, a free gift just for you. Go ahead and grab it, and let's talk about Sonic. So this year, January 2025, we have seen the rebrand and essentially relaunch of the Fantom, now Sonic, layer 1 blockchain. And lots of exciting stuff has been happening here in terms of decentralized finance and DeFi growth within the Sonic ecosystem. And that's what we're going to focus in on in today's video, guys. If I jump over to DeFi Llama here and I scroll down, what you'll notice is Sonic is now technically the 13th largest network by total value locked in all of DeFi. And look at this number here, 143%. That's what I'm seeing or getting drawn to, because that is the 1 month change in total value locked on Sonic. And I think there's a lot of incentives happening on different protocols that we'll look at in a moment in order to attract liquidity over to the Sonic chain. I've also heard that there might be some airdrops happening come summertime. And so a lot of liquidity is starting to flow into Sonic in order to capitalize on those potential airdrops later in the summer. And, you know, with people deploying capital, tying it up in lending borrowing protocols, providing liquidity across different dexes, you're going to be eligible to possibly claim and get some of those airdrops later in 2025. So very exciting growth happening, and 143% increase in TVL over the past 1 month is fantastic, especially when you look at the 1 month change for many of these other networks, largely due to the pullback in the market and TVL bleeding out of many of these different networks and chains. So Sonic is technically the 13th largest. Does it have the potential to grow? That's what we will assess in today's video. But looking into the Sonic chain individually, we can see that growth mapped out here, of course, since the beginning of 2025, going from a measly 20 million in US dollar TVL all the way up to about 670, 700 million in TVL, where we're at today. And some of these protocols making waves in the Sonic ecosystem, we're going to be taking a look at some of the Sonic native protocols like Shadow and SwapX as two of the leading dexes. Yes, Sonic is also compatible with some of these other protocols like Beats, Silo, and Avalon Labs, but some of these more Sonic native chains, dexes and protocols is what I'm slightly more interested in. So I'm going to jump over to look at Sonic on the charts first and foremost. And if we bring up the Fantom chart on Kraken here, this is going to show us essentially the Sonic price action over the course of the past number of weeks. We can see as we went into January, we still had a little bit of a pullback with the price of Sonic, but then a very big bounce off of this 39 cents level, getting all the way up to even wicking as high as about 98 cents, getting that $1 level as a psychological barrier and resistance, rejected back down, currently sitting right at the 200-day simple moving average around 71.8 cents. So very interesting price action happening in terms of, you know, the growth of TVL in the network alongside the growth of the individual token price as well. And yes, you can swap your FTM Fantom 1-for-1 with Sonic across a number of different protocols on their network. But just putting this in context, you know, looking at Bitcoin, looking at Ethereum, looking at Solana, these have been drawing down over the past few weeks. So seeing something like Sonic and Fantom actually having the ability to move to the upside here in recent weeks is definitely going against the grain of the majority of the rest of the market, especially the larger caps. So Sonic Labs has been one of the businesses essentially driving a lot of the DeFi revolution on Sonic. Again, there's lots of interesting stuff over here. I will leave a link for it in the description below the video so you can come over and check it out. But essentially, they are enabling and being an enabler of DeFi on Sonic with the Sonic VM. Sonic is Ethereum virtual machine compatible as well, so that bodes well for integrations and being able to have a lot more liquidity more easily flow over onto their network. Opening up SwapX, this is one of those leading dexes that I was alluding to just a few minutes ago. We can see that Shadow technically has about 114 million in TVL, while SwapX has about 50 million in total value locked. There are a number of pools over here on SwapX that you can provide liquidity to, but very simply, first and foremost, you can obviously swap USDC for Sonic and a number of other Sonic native tokens. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more Sonic native tokens emerging with new protocols and stuff getting built out on top of this chain as we go through the rest of 2025. But for the moment, you can find a select number of Sonic native tokens, even some meme coins getting launched on Sonic, with many other wrapped versions of different tokens like USDC, USDT, wrapped Ethereum, and many, many more. So you can come over and check that out for being easily able to swap and trade here directly on SwapX, but also for earning. You have the potential to come over here and supply liquidity for Wrap Sonic with the SwapX token. There's a pool here with $2.4 million worth of TVL. And again, you can be earning some great yield, and this is being incentivized with some rewards as well in order to earn and generate cash flow on a very consistent basis. Again, you've got other opportunities. You've got USDC, or the wrapped version USDC.E, paired with SwapX's native token as well. 1.4 million in TVL, generating 191% on an APR basis. So definitely some opportunities worth considering. I do think we'll see more growth happening here and more TVL flowing into dexes like SwapX over the rest of 2025. Shadow Exchange is the other DEX that we were just referencing, which is technically the largest DEX right now with about $114 million worth of TVL. Again, being able to quickly and easily swap and trade Sonic token for USDC, and even purchasing Shadow with USDC or Sonic, the native token of the Shadow DEX. Again, you will find wrapped versions of many of your favorite tokens, wrapped Ethereum, wrapped USDT, and many, many more, even wrapped Bitcoin over here on Shadow. And just like SwapX, you can provide liquidity to a whole host of different pools and pairs over here on Shadow. So very high yields being quoted right now, even for supplying liquidity to Shadow USDCE. Again, $16.8 million of TVL, very, very high and healthy TVL numbers here on that particular pool, and you can be generating 1,576%. I would suspect this might be a little bit higher, than actually what you would get if you went ahead and deployed liquidity, but there is about $38 million worth of volume flowing through that pool with $16 million of TVL. Not a bad ratio, and again, maybe some of this is being incentivized, but this number is crazy high, even for a newer DEX to be seeing for something like the native token of the chain, in this case Sonic, paired with a very reputable stablecoin. So interesting opportunities over here. Again, you can supply liquidity to pools for Shadow paired with Sonic itself. 173% yield, not anything to, turn your nose up at, but definitely emerging opportunities on these types of dexes over on the Sonic chain, and ways for you to generate cash flow by providing liquidity and earning passive yield. A couple more apps we'll look at very, very quickly. Origin Protocol, one of the leading liquid staking protocols now on the Sonic network. You can come over here and you can stake your Sonic in exchange for Origin Sonic, and you can be generating more than 12% yield on your Sonic tokens if you wanted to actually go ahead and stake them to earn passive yield. Of course, you're probably not going to earn as much as if you're providing liquidity into different pools, but if you're simply looking to hold Sonic for some of the price appreciation that we might see later in this year, then you might just want to stake it, earn passive yield, generate an extra 12%, and ride the price up and scale out and ladder out of your position when the time is right. And finally, the last protocol we'll take a very quick look at is MachFi, and this is a lending and borrowing protocol on the Sonic network. Again, much, much smaller in terms of overall TVL. There's only about, $2 to $4 million of total value locked on MachFi, but you can supply your Sonic here. Again, if you're planning to hold Sonic for the medium to long term, term and you still want to use it as collateral to borrow against and put that borrowed capital to work, you can supply your Sonic here. You're not going to get an amazing APR. It's only quoting about 1.1% that you're going to generate right now. But if you want to borrow stablecoin against it, maybe not a bad place to be able to do that. So interesting to think about the opportunities happening here on Sonic at the moment. Again, pretty low borrow rates for USDC when you're borrowing it against your Sonic collateral. So come on over, check out some of these protocols. Drop me a comment below, guys. Is there any other Sonic specific protocols that you want me to take a look at in terms of DeFi or in terms of anything else happening on the Sonic blockchain? And drop me a comment if you want a price prediction update for Sonic by the peak of the bull cycle. I did do a Fantom price prediction about 4 to 6 months ago. I have not revisited it since then, but there does seem to be some good traction and some good hype happening on the Sonic blockchain with this new launch, and we could see prices moving up and to the right later this year in line with the rest of the market. So let me know if you want an updated price prediction. Today's video is sponsored by FemX, guys, the most efficient crypto trading and investment platform. Head on over and check out FemX yourself. I'm going to leave a referral link in the description of this video. Again, it's not financial advice. Always do your own research when purchasing these types of speculative and volatile assets. So do your research and make sure to do your due diligence. As always, guys, it is a pleasure to make these videos, and I really do appreciate everyone watching. So if you got any value at all out of this video, please give it a thumbs up before you leave. It really helps the algorithm and it would mean the world to me. Make sure to subscribe, smash that bell notification icon. And again, you've got a completely free gift in the description of this video down below. Get your free copy, The Rise of Bitcoin, and we'll catch you in the next one.